Hey everybody, today we want to talk to you about something that we've encountered with all kinds of couples, and this is an issue that I feel has to be addressed. I found out that so many couples, they don't know how to fight. That's right, they can't fight. And you might think, okay, isn't fighting a bad thing? Well, if you take a look at your life, the people that you are closest with, the relationships in your life that are strongest, these are people that you fought with. And in fighting them and coming through that, your relationship has become so much stronger. And so conflict is not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, and it's so important that you learn how to fight well so you don't hurt one another. So many marriages, couples are struggling because they don't know how to fight well and they've hurt one another and now they don't know how to get back into doing relationship with each other. So we're going to teach you how to fight well.
That's right. We're going to give you some fighting skills today. One of the things that you need to know in approaching fighting, which is inevitable in any relationship,
Right.
is that there are rules. There are rules for fighting. You can't just do whatever. Think about it like a boxing match, a boxing ring.
Yeah.
All right? I'm not talking about the WWE, because the WWE, I mean, there are no rules. It just goes everywhere. They pick up chairs and they, bring other people into the ring and stuff like that.
That is really good.
So,
yeah,
there are rules, all right?
And which means the fight has to be contained. You can't be bringing everybody else, your mama, your daddy, your sister into that fight.
You can't be taking the fight into the crowd and whatnot. No.
The streets and social media, keep it contained.
It's between you and your spouse. And it's important that we understand that and it doesn't spill over into areas where it does not belong.
Right, and I think another rule is you don't want to hit below the belt.
Absolutely.
And when we talk about hitting below the belt is when you're calling each other names other than what Christ calls you or other than what your parents called you. That's when you start attacking each other, the very core of the person, instead of sticking to the issue.
Amen. That's good preaching, because every man knows hitting below the belt, that can end your career, all right? And so we're not trying to do permanent damage. When we get into personalization, when we start tearing down that person as a human being, tearing down your wife as a woman,
calling all kinds of names, ungodly names.
Those things are all below the belt. What is the issue at hand?
Right.
That's what you do. I think in a fight, you face each other.
Yeah.
Face each other. You look at the person. When you're looking, you might see things that are deficient, are weak in that person. And those are the areas that you are addressing. You face each other because we're saying that I'm seeing you, and guess what? While you're seeing your spouse, they're seeing you too.
Right.
And so face each other. Another thing they do is when they come to the ring, they touch gloves.
Right.
You touch. And I think touch is an important part of fighting. I'm not talking about slapping each other and throwing things at each other. No, that's not what we're talking about. But there's something wonderful in just the touch. It says, okay, we're not each other's enemies. There's an issue that we're dealing with, and we're attacking that issue, but
we're still connected.
We're still connected. Sometimes you could be saying very painful things, but your soft touch is communicating that I love you. I have never stopped loving you. And the Bible says, don't let the sun go down on your wrath. And maybe we have not fully succeeded in that. But one thing we do, even in a fight, if we're going to bed and we're still angry with one another, our toes touch. And just that toe touching communicates that, maybe nothing's happening tonight, but...
or maybe I'm just hurting, but I'm still connected to you. I still love you. I'm still connected to you. And I think even in a fight, it's important to take a time out.
Yes.
And then anybody
they ring the bell.
Right. Anybody can call a time, but anybody can ring the bell in a fight.
Because sometimes you are getting so angry and you're flooding.
Right.
And if you see the place that you're getting to is a place that you can't come back from, or you're going to say things that you regret, it's good to take a time out and breathe and maybe close the box for a moment on this issue, knowing that you're going to come back to it, because you don't want to say things that you will regret and that will cause permanent damage in your relationship. So it's important to take a time out.
It is. And I think the final thing we want to share is, at the end of the fight, it's important for you to come back together, to make up, to connect again.
Yes. And the referee would raise the hand of victory, but in a marriage, it's either you both win
Right.
or you both
Both
lose.
lose. Right.
So we want your marriage to win. We want you to raise the hand of victory in your marriage together. You've won because as a couple, you're not just two, but the two have become one. And so that is the goal. I think there's one final point that just came to me. You do not hit a person when they're down.
Oh,
You cannot.
That's good.
If a person is down,
that's good.
they're in the wrong. They know they're in the wrong. They've apologized. You don't come back and hit that person. That's an absolute no-no. So
That's a WWE kind of thing.
yeah, that's like biting the ear. You can't do that.
Right.
So these are some of the things that we hope will help you, that you will develop your fighting skills in a relationship, and then know that it's over. And I love the makeup part where we hug and enjoy the spoils of victory.